Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to today's session of online class. Today we are going to start a new chapter of your accountancy, chapter 14, depreciation. I hope you have heard this term before. Depreciation means reduction in the value of fixed asset. Let us see more about depreciation and learn how to do the accounting procedure related to depreciation. Meaning of depreciation. Depreciation means fall in the value of tangible fixed assets because of its usage or with effects of time or due to obsolescence or accidents. So, depreciation means there is fall in the value of tangible fixed asset, and the reason is it may be due to its continuous use, or it may be because it have become outdated, or due to accidents that the capacity of that asset have decreased, and that decrease is known as depreciation. Decrease in the value of fixed asset. Depreciation, it's a permanent, continuing and gradual fall in the value of a fixed asset. So you have to remember that depreciation, it's a permanent process and it is a continuing process, as well as it's not a sudden fall, but it's a gradual fall in the value of a fixed asset. Now here there are some terms related to this, that is depreciation. We use the word depreciation for fixed assets. So because of its continuous use and because of its obsolescence in the technology, because of change in technology and market, the machinery may have become obsolescence, like typewriter. So because of change in technology, that have become outdated, so the value of that typewriter now have decreased. So that all result, or we can use it as depreciation. Now what do you mean by amortization? Amortization is a gradual and systematic written off of intangible asset over its estimated useful life. So during the estimated useful life, that is after the useful life of that intangible asset, the value of that intangible asset will fall, and that is known as amortization. So for tangible asset we use the word depreciation, and fall in the intangible asset we use the term amortization. Okay. Now the word depletion. Depletion charge is a measure of exhaustion of wasting assets, such as extraction of material from mines. You know that mines, they are all natural resources. So natural resources gets exhausted. Once they are used up, they got exhausted. So the word which use for an exhaustion of natural resources is depletion. Okay, I hope these terms are clear to you. Now next is causes of depreciation. There is 4 major causes of depreciation. They are use of asset, then effects of time, then obsolescence and accidents. These are the 4 major cause because of which we charge depreciation on the assets. So accidents, because of accidents the capacity or the value of that asset decreases. Then we have obsolescence, as I mentioned, that because the product or the asset becomes outdated, that is also one cause of depreciation, charging depreciation on that asset. Then effects of time means because of the long use of that product, that may cause, that is also one cause of depreciation. And the last cause is use of asset. Because of continuous use of asset, there is wear and tear of that asset, because of which the capacity of that asset decreases, and we have to charge it in the form of depreciation. So these are the 4 causes of depreciation. Now what is the objectives or need for providing depreciation. So the five major objectives of providing depreciation is, first one is to determine correct profit or loss. So every businessman, they are much eager to know a correct profit or loss. Okay, so when we charge depreciation on the assets, that will help us to determine correct profit or loss of the business. Next one is to show true and fair view of financial position. So what is the financial status or financial position of that business? A true or a correct picture can be ascertained if we provide a depreciation on that asset, because the assets, that capacity of the asset is reducing every year, and if we charge depreciation, then only we can get a correct or a true picture of our financial position. So thus, to get a true picture of the financial position, we have to charge, it is important to charge depreciation on that asset. Then to determine the cost of production. So to calculate the cost of production of a product, we go for calculation of depreciation. Then to provide funds for replacement. So if we know how much depreciation is charged on that particular asset every year, then that fund can be set aside so that we can replace the machinery when its time period is actually exhausted. So for replacement of asset, this fund, that is a fund is required, and so to get a correct picture of that, depreciation calculation can help us. Then to comply with legal provision. Sometimes legally also it is provided to charge depreciation on fixed assets. So these are the points. Next is factors or basis of providing depreciation. So here are four factors or basis on the basis of which we charge depreciation on fixed assets. First one is historical cost of the asset. Cost includes all expenses incurred for making asset ready for use, such as freight and installation charges. So children, when we purchase a computer, suppose when we purchase a computer, we not only the cost of that computer, but the transportation cost and the installation cost, that all will be included in the cost of that computer. For example, here you can see, to calculate the actual historical cost of that asset, we have to go for a formula, that is purchase price. What is the price of that asset plus freight and other costs. Freight means the transportation and other expenses which is included in the price of the product, plus installation cost, that is for installing or getting the service of that service provider, we have to incur some cost, that is known as installation cost. So these three costs are added together to get a historical cost. So that is first factor. Second factor is estimated residual or scrap value. Residual value is an estimated realizable value of the asset at the end of its economic life. So children, when a product, we know that an asset, it have a particular life, isn't it? So every living thing as well as non-living thing, they have a life. So if we are talking about an asset, it also has a life. After its economic life, it will come to an end. Okay, so when its economic life come to an end, and when we sell this product, what is the value you will get? That is known as residual or scrap value. So how to calculate amount to be written off for this is cost of asset. We know what is cost of asset, okay, minus the scrap value. Cost of asset means the amount which we have spent to acquire that asset, minus residual value. Residual value means when we sell this asset after its after the end of its economic life, whatever value we incur, that will be the estimated value. after subtracting these two values, whatever we will get, that is the amount to be written off. Okay, now next is useful or economic life of the asset. As I told you, every asset have their useful life. So it means the period for which it can be used productivity without incurring extraordinary repairs and maintenance. So without repair and maintenance, how long that machinery is providing yielding productivity, that is known as useful life of the asset. Next point is legal provision. So company law or Income Tax Act prescribes the method and rate of charging depreciation. So company law as well as income tax authorities also have prescribed the method, and they also charge rate of charging depreciation. They also prescribe rate for charging the depreciation. So these four factors you have to remember while providing depreciation. Next point is method of recording depreciation. See, recording, the term recording depreciation is there. So there are two different ways of recording depreciation. The first way is when depreciation is charged or credited to asset account. So when you charge depreciation in asset account, there are two main journal entry, that is depreciation account will be debited to asset account. You are charging the depreciation on the asset. So depreciation is an we can say it's an expenses for the firm, isn't it? Because of depreciation, the value of fixed asset is reducing, so it may be treated as expenses, hence it is debited as per the nominal rule. Okay, so expenses when it that is all the expenses and losses should be debited. So with that, we have debited depreciation account to asset account, being the depreciation on asset charge. So that is the first journal entry, that is charging of depreciation. Second entry is we are transferring this depreciation to profit and loss account. So profit and loss account will be debited to depreciation account, being the depreciation transferred to profit and loss account. So these are the two main journal entry which you have to remember when the depreciation is charged to asset account. There is one more alternative way to charge depreciation. Instead of charging the depreciation to asset account, you can charge depreciation to a separate account which is known as provision for depreciation. So when depreciation is credited to provision for depreciation, which is also known as accumulated depreciation account. So children, here also you have to pass two journal entries. So these are the two alternatives. You can follow any one method. See, the following of the method will depend on the question which is asked in your exam paper. So either they will ask you to prepare provision for depreciation, or you have to charge it in asset account. So see, the simple journal entry you have to remember here: depreciation account debited, as we did in first case. The same way depreciation will be debited, but instead of writing to asset account, you will charge it to provision for depreciation account. Okay, so here you are charging it to asset, and here you are charging the same to the provision for depreciation account. Second journal entry is the same as in both the cases. Profit and loss account will be debited to depreciation account, being the depreciation transferred to profit and loss account. Okay, students, now let us do a problem. A firm brought a machinery for rupees 7,40,000 on 1st April 2018. So a firm have brought a machinery. The cost of that machinery is 7,40,000, and rupees 60,000 is spent on its installation. So that machinery is purchased for 7,40,000, and the installation of that machinery cost rupees 60,000. So in total, that firm have to spend 8 lakh, that is 7,40,000 plus 60,000 for that machinery. Okay, the cost of that machinery is 8 lakh. Now, its useful life is estimated to be 5 years. So, what is the estimated life of that machinery? 5 years. Its estimated realizable or scrap value at the end of the period was estimated at rupees 40,000. So, you are also provided the realizable or scrap value of that machinery, which is 40,000. Find out the amount of annual depreciation and the rate of depreciation. So when you study this formula which we have discussed earlier, this problem will be easy for you. So let us go for that solution of that problem. Determination of amount of annual depreciation and rate of depreciation. Now first of all, annual depreciation, the formula is cost of assets minus estimated realizable or scrap value divided by number of years of estimated useful life of that machinery. Now cost of machinery, as I told you, 7,40,000 plus 60,000, that is a cost. So that have to be added together, minus estimated value, scrap value is 40,000 as given in the question, that will be subtracted, divided by number of years. How much is the number of years estimated life? 5 years. So we have to divide it by 5. You will get the annual depreciation as 1,52,000. So this is your annual depreciation. Now how to calculate the rate of depreciation? The formula is annual depreciation divided by cost of asset into 100. So annually, how much is the depreciation? You have calculated it. It's 1,52,000. So put it in the formula, 1,52,000. What is the cost of asset? That also you know, that machinery is 7,40,000 plus 60,000, together it is 8 lakh. So 8 lakh is the cost of asset, that also you know from the first formula, into 100. Doing this you will get 19%. 19% is the rate of depreciation. 19% per annum. PA means per annum. Per annum is per year. So every year you will charge 19% depreciation on that machinery. Okay. With 19% every year, this machinery's value will decrease. So that is the problem.